everyone, hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a very special thrift flip. So this is going to be a furniture flip DIY, and I haven't done one like this in a long time. We actually got this table for pretty much free when we were in Goa, and we wanted to do something with it, something special, but it took us quite some time in figuring out what. And by the time we decided, it was almost at the end of our Goa stay, so we could only get started on the DIY, but we couldn't complete it. We had to come to Bangalore, settle down, and then finally get around to finishing what we started in Goa. So this video is extra special because in terms of such furniture thrift flips, it's going to be a video that I'm not going to be able to repeat very soon. One, with the space constraints, and two, with expecting a baby around the corner. So we're going to be taking a break from such projects for a brief bit. So this video is really special. Let's get started. This is the table we're going to be working on. It's got a traditional stain and polish look, of course, but the design is quite nice to work with, and we're really excited to give it a complete makeover. However, let's first get started with just cleaning all the junk that we've left on it, and of course removing all the dust and grime on it. Now that the table is clean, it's time to get started on the actual project itself. So while this table already has a stain and polish on it which shows off its grains beautifully, this is a Shisham table, but I am not looking to show off the grains. I want to do something completely different. We are ready to get started on this project. Let me quickly take you through my inspiration for what I want to do with it. So I've been really impressed with inlay table designs, and inlays come in various forms. They can be stone inlay, bone inlay. I'm really loving that look, and I wanted to give it a try. And one of the easiest DIY hacks to go about trying to recreate an inlay table look is to use stencils. So that's what we're going to do in this project. For the stripping of the paint and polish itself, I'm going to be using a paint stripper. Now this is a chemical product and it makes the job easier in some cases, but you'll also need to be sanding down the whole piece to get a very good bare finish. In our case, we've used both the paint stripper, but mostly we've just stuck to our sanding machine to get the job done, and we've removed most of the stain and polish this way. Now that the table has been stripped of its polish and stain, we can move on to the next step, which is to paint the base color. Now I've decided on two colors for this project, one being just white. This is actually the white that we've used inside the house here in Goa, and I like the creamy texture and color, so I'm going with that. And in contrast to that, I'm going to be using this lovely shade of teal blue, which I feel will look subtle at the same time, will stand out beautifully against the white. I'm starting with the base coat in white, and I'm giving a couple of coats. Moreover, because there are parts of the table where we were not able to completely remove the stain, and we can see it seeping through the wet paint, which is the white paint, and so we will need to give as many coats as needed. In total, now we've given about 6 coats in entirety on all parts of the table. We've now come to that part of the video where the base coat is complete for the entire table, so it's time to get started on the stencil treatment. But before that, let me talk about the products that you will need for this step. So the first one obviously being stencils. Now you can find a variety of designs on many online websites. I looked around a lot and then finally went to Amazon, of course, because that's where you get the most cost-effective ones. And when I found this geometric stencil, I knew that this was a perfect fit for what I had in mind. And they usually come in a set of one main stencil plus several other supplementing stencils, so that you can create your own cohesive design, and it can look different from what others choose to create. So there's a lot of flexibility involved in choosing a product like this. It came home and I'm mostly happy with it, except for the fact that I felt that on some pieces the finishing, the cuts are a little rough. Anyway, we will know when we use it, and I will do some mock tests on all the pieces that came with this set so that I know which ones are really bad and I avoid using them. Now the second product here that you need is an adhesive spray. We purchased the Scotch spray mount, and as the name suggests, it's something that you can spray on the stencil, put it on the surface you're working on, and then peel it after you're done and then reuse it. So this is something extremely important because most of the DIY videos and blogs you'll read out there will mention just keeping the stencil in place with masking tape, but it does not work because the stencil still tends to lift wherever you're working, and the paint can seep through and give you a very messy result, which pretty much ruins the whole project. So this is something you definitely should invest in. And the last product that you will need are these dabbing brushes. They are sponge brushes and they work much better than your other paint brushes because they don't leave lines, and of course they don't expose the base coat paint, which is what happens if you use the regular brushes. So this will give you a nice even finish. So these are the three products, and now we're ready to get started. One more thing to keep in mind is that because you're creating a design with different stencils in differing sizes, you will need to take the measurement of the furniture or the piece that you're working on and create a mock design with some grid lines. So what I've done is I've cut this paper to the exact size of the table, and I've drawn these grid lines so that I can judge the positioning of the different stencils and what sort of design I want to create on them. I'm not going to do it 2 times. I'm just giving myself an idea because when I go edge to edge, I don't want to realize after I've painted that, you know, I should have positioned it differently, or I should have used a thinner or a thicker, broader stencil. So this is something that you should ideally do if you want really professional outcomes. So now I have my design in mind and the stencils required for it. So I've chosen the pieces and how many times they will come, or rather how many times they will repeat within this pattern. So it's time to get started directly on the table. Nothing much to do. The base paint is there, everything is dry, and I'm going to start from the outer edge and then work inwards as I go, and start from one extreme side and work towards the other side as I go. So this is the first stencil that we'll be using. It's a simple border stencil, and we're just going to be taking some amount of the contrasting teal blue paint and dabbing it into the gaps after we've applied the adhesive and put the stencil on the table. We have applied the stencil design across the table, that is the top, the sides and the draw face as well. Wherever there were a few smudges or the design did not look very clear, we've gone ahead and touched those bits up with the fine tip brush and the base coat color, which is white. Now we've come to the finer aspects of this table makeover. Firstly, we want to change the table legs. So as you can see, we have these legs, but we're not very fond of it, and the placement has not been done correctly. So there's a little bit of misalignment here, which we'd like to correct. We also wanted something which is visually lighter in terms of the design, and we decided to go with hairpin metal legs. Now we ordered this off Amazon, and it came to us powder coated in black paint. So we wanted to change the color, of course, because we were not really looking for that sort of a contrast with white, blue and black. So we decided to give it a gold spray paint job, which we've completed now, and the legs look like this. Now we're just going to go ahead and fix it to the underside of the table. The underside of the table already had some extra bits of wood to support the previous legs, so we had to remove those as well. And with that, we just patched up that area with a little bit of paint, and now we're ready to fix these new legs with some screws. So that's what we're going to do. Once this is done, the last part of the table that we want to edit is of course change the knob, the draw knob. We were given a very cheap looking plastic draw knob, and we decided to change it with something a little more glamorous looking. So we got this gold knob and we're just going to fix it in place. And with that, we've come to the end of this thrift flip. I'm so excited to show you guys how the table has come together. Let's get into the reveal.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.